What's up, guys? Jade's Corner back here again for the big main event showdown. In today's video, I have a character I've never talked about before on this channel, but I've wanted to since the very foundation of me being on YouTube. And going against that character is the Mikaelsons, with all the members that the main Mikaelson family considers to be family with them. The McCall Pack, with all members who have ever been a part of Kombat Pack and Teen Wolf. And the Mystic Falls gang, going up against the one and only Thanos of Mortal Kombat, Onaga the Dragon King. Who's coming out on top in this all-out war? Let's find out. Also, to explain Onaga's story, I'm going to be using a video from my guy, The Fighter's Den. So, yeah.
Okay, people, now let's talk about my boy, Onaga. One of the most powerful characters in the Mortal Kombat universe. The original ruler of Outworld. Thousands and thousands and thousands of years ago, Onaga was the top dog. Okay? Ain't nobody want no problems with this guy. Have you seen him? Incredible powers, feared and respected, an undefeated army. No one wanted any smoke, apart from one guy, that is, and that was Shao Kahn, his advisor. And Shao Kahn knew damn well he couldn't go one-on-one with Onaga, so he poisoned him. Wow, what a way to go out, right? Huh? And now Shao Kahn would now take his role as the new ruler of Outworld. And your guy was forgotten and thrown to the side. Done that man dirty, or should I say done that dragon dirty. But needless to say, even in death, your boy Onaga was not done yet. Even from the boundaries of death, Onaga was scheming and plotting for years upon years, coming up with the ultimate plan to get his revenge and to gain ultimate power, no matter what. Using Reptile like a disposable tool, playing Shujinko like a damn console. In the end, an epic reveal and an epic return. Easily one of the best intros to a Mortal Kombat game and an unforgettable first appearance. And for the most part, he had the entire Mortal Kombat universe on the ropes. Good guys, bad guys were all shitting themselves, okay? This guy could have ended it all if he accomplished all his goals. I mean the entire universe. Big levels of bad right here. Dangerous threat. So how was he able to become such a threat? How strong is Onaga? What's his powers? What's his abilities? Well, it's real simple. The man's a freaking dragon who is thousands upon thousands upon thousands of years old. Seen it all, done it all. And more importantly, he wasn't just some big brute or a blockhead. Dude was smart and tactical. This is why a lot of people compared him to Thanos. People say Onaga is Mortal Kombat's version of Thanos. Why? Big, tanky, smart, ton load of abilities. The guy can resurrect the dead, brainwash you, flight, fire manipulation, can possess you, astral projection. You saw what he did with Damashi. Damn near immortal. Yeah, I think you get my point. Dude is a powerhouse. And of course with the Kamidogu, that's just a different level of a threat altogether. He's damn near invincible. And of course, if he managed to get the one Kamidogu, fusing all of them into one, then people, it would have been game over. One being power levels at that point. But of course, in the story, he was taken out by Shujinko with the help of many. Many souls gathered around and Shujinko delivered the final blow, and even then, his spirit was trying to escape and Night Wolf pinned him down in the nether realm. Okay? Group effort, big threat. That's how you take out a big boss. Mortal Kombat Armageddon, yeah, they dropped the ball there. They really had nothing for him here. Too many characters to juggle, and he got lost in the shuffle. Simple. Of course, in the intro, you see Onaga capture Shao Kahn from the pyramid and fly off. And you're thinking to yourself, this guy can fly. Why not just fly to the top of the pyramid and fight Blaze and gain the power? No? No one thought that? But I guess he wanted his revenge first. Took Shao Kahn away from the pyramid and then should have killed him. Because as we all know, Onaga is meant to be stronger than Shao Kahn. There is no way in hell Shao Kahn could defeat him and then have enough time to climb back up to the pyramid and win. Being able to defeat Onaga is one thing, then to run back up, go through all these contestants, beat Blaze, then kill Taven. Yeah, a freaking reach. I have my own theory of what happened there, but I'm gonna save that for a different video. This video is about Onaga, not what happened at Armageddon. But hey, let's continue. As far as the new timeline goes, hasn't showed up yet, hasn't made an official appearance. Made a cameo in Kung Lao Zenden, but nothing yet. And if this guy's gonna show up in MK12, y'all better put some respect on this guy's name. Don't bury my boy. Put him over. People, rate the Dragon King out of 10.
But it is said that there is only one true ruler of Outworld. And that ruler had returned. Onaga, former Emperor of Outworld, the Dragon King. The prophecy had been fulfilled. The Dragon King had indeed returned to Outworld to reclaim his army and impose his dominance. Death awaited all who stood in his way. And so it was that a new alliance was formed out of desperation. Sworn enemies joined forces to combat a greater threat. Raiden began to realize that even their combined might was not enough to defeat the Dragon King. There was only one chance left. Raiden's sacrifice was in vain, for the blast had little effect on the Dragon King. Now Onaga has what he needs to shape the realms as he sees fit. The Dragon King now possesses the 6 Kamidogu and has taken the ancient amulet from Quan Chi and Outworld. Although each item is powerful beyond mortal comprehension, individually they contain only a fraction of the power needed to create the realms. To become all-powerful, Onaga must discover a way to fuse them into a single ultimate Kamidogu. In Edenia, Tanya had located the ancient texts that described the process by which to fuse the Kamidogu into one. With this information, Onaga was able to create the One Kamidogu, a tool of unspeakable power.
My enemies have failed to prevent me from fusing all the weapons of the Elder Gods into one. I used this ultimate weapon to warp reality, merging the realms into a singular existence. The Elder Gods were helpless as I used their own power against them in the void beyond the One Realm. Not satisfied with merely ruling the One Realm, I seized all that exists and merged it into myself. There can be only one consciousness. I am everything. I have become the One Being.
So yeah, that's who these guys are going up against. You have Onaga, the Dragon King, on one side. Big threat. Thanos level. Multiversal in scale, wiped out all of existence, all of the timelines in Mortal Kombat, the Titans, the Elder Gods, destroyed them all. Basically became the one above all of the Mortal Kombat universe. Big levels of power right there. But anyway, on the other side of the equation, we have first up the Mikaelsons. Not going to talk about them too much. Have talked about a majority of them in the fantasy fights in the past. Not going to talk about the McCall Pack too much. I had a video about them last month, so go watch that if you want to know more about the McCall Pack. Also, not going to talk about the Mystic Falls gang because a lot of you guys already know what their powers and abilities are. So basically, I'm going to tell you guys how this fight would pretty much go. And the reason why I took 10 minutes to break down Onaga for you is because you have ignorant ass fans in the comments saying all three of these groups will win. And I will tell you who's winning this right now. That is Onaga, the Dragon King. And I'm about to break down how this war would end up because it's going to be a bloodbath. So the outcome comes to who's jobbing out first. And that's an easy one. That's going to all the human characters first. They're not even worth talking about. Onaga will just wipe them out in seconds. It's not even funny. Styles, Lydia, Matt Donovan, they're all gone. Not even worth talking about. Then who would be next to go? I'm giving that to all of the McCall Pack. They will all die within seconds following the humans. Scott has no chance. Derek has no chance. Liam has no chance. Malia has no chance. Isaac has no chance. Allison, forgot to put her in the humans category too. She jobs out as well. Parrish has no chance, even though he's not a pack ally, but you know he's frequently seen with Scott's pack, so gonna kind of include him in this. Chris Sargent jobs out. Basically, all of the McCall Pack that I have in this video job out pretty fucking bad. Then next would be the Mystic Falls gang to job out. All of the Mystic Falls gang would job out except Bonnie Bennett, who's easily the strongest one there. Stefan and Damon job out. Caroline jobs out. Elena jobs out. Tyler jobs out. Jeremy jobs out bad. Already mentioned Matt before. Who else jobs out? Alaric jobs out. Who else? I don't want to miss anybody in particular. I think that's a majority of the main members of the Mystic. Oh, Enzo jobs out. Forgot about him too. So yeah, Bonnie would be the only one to pretty much survive this. And I would say most of the witches would be the only ones to survive, right? Since naturally the vampires are going to want to protect them so their spells can be cast, since spells, or at least the powerful ones in Vampire Diaries, sometimes they take minutes to like 10 to 20, 15 minutes, or maybe a few minutes at that to cast, because there's a whole bunch of like steps in order to do them. And plus, another scenario that would be not in the witch's favor in this is not being around the materials in order to cast certain spells as well, since sometimes with spells you need certain materials and shit, and you would have to go extremely far. Onaga is never going to give them that chance to do that. So yeah, witches might be kind of screwed in this as well. Then the last group to fall, the most powerful group in this video, would be the Mikaelsons. The Mikaelsons would have the best chance at fighting Onaga, but they will all fall as well. Onaga will possess them, use astral projection, use his fire manipulation, use his ability to fly, and a lot of people are going to be like, Hope Mikaelson took out a dragon. Yeah, Hope Mikaelson takes out a lot of things because she's a Mary fucking Sue. Also, Hope Mikaelson took out a generic dragon that's commonly found in folklore. Onaga is not a generic dragon. He's one of the most powerful, if not the second or third most powerful, at least in base form. If he's using his amps, which we're going to be talking about in this video as well, he's the most powerful character in the Mortal Kombat multiverse. So, yeah. Onaga, no joke. Hope Mikaelson wouldn't be able to beat him even if she wanted to. She's not even the strongest member of her family as of Legacy Season 3. I would still say that Dahlia's stronger than her. Shit, Bonnie's stronger than her, who's in this fight as well. So, yeah. None of that Harry Potter laser fucking Wizards of Waverly Place shit that they be putting in Legacies, bro. We're going based off how magic is done in Vampire Diaries and the originals. So, yeah. All the originals job out. Cole, it'll be literally like Lucian and Marcel versus the originals times 100. That's how bad they would fall. That's how bad they would fall and they would die. So Cole would job out. Elijah would job out. Rebecca, Finn, Michael would job out as well. Klaus would try his best, would also fall too, would job out pretty bad. And then once they are all killed, because Onaga can basically kill them if he wanted to, rip their bodies in half, and people like to overhype the original, saying, well, they can regenerate body parts. Bitch, what? If that was stated, Julie Plec would have said that shit a long time ago. So I don't think they can regenerate body parts. Y'all going a little bit too far with that. So yeah, he would definitely cut off their limbs and shit, probably kill them, bring them back to life as... because the originals, right, they have weaknesses besides the white oak stake. When somebody uses extremely powerful magic, such as when Davina caused Klaus's sire line to separate from him, the originals become extremely weak and they can be harmed. So yeah, and Onaga is the strongest sorcerer or magic user in the Mortal Kombat universe. He far surpasses Quan Chi, who we already went over is more powerful than Dahlia and Esther, far surpasses Shang Tsung, who's more powerful than Dahlia and Esther, and also surpasses Raiden. And all three of those guys tried to take out Onaga, as you saw earlier in the video, and this man took that shit like a fucking beefcake. It wasn't even a problem for him. And mind you, Raiden, in terms of his power levels and feats, is planetary plus. The fight between Raiden and the Elder God Shinnok was so powerful that Reptiles race, who was the original race on Earth in the Mortal Kombat universe before humans came on the planet, had to evacuate into an entirely different dimension in order to survive. That is insane. So Raiden barely did shit to Onaga. And mind you, Onaga has Shinnok's amulet as well, which is known for amplifying powers too. So... it's just a bloodbath all around. The only characters that would have any sort of chance, I'm putting heavy quotations, chance to beat Onaga is the witches, Freya, Dahlia, Esther, Hope, and Bonnie. And even then, people will be like, they can just create a prison world. They wouldn't even have an ascendant with them. So I'm like, where are y'all getting that from? Like, they wouldn't be able to do it. You think they can just go in the woods, just find a random ascendant just laying there and, you know, find a way to create a prison world? No. And even if Onaga was in the prison world, he would find a way to break out easily. And also, Onaga is so powerful, didn't even... I think it was mentioned when Fighters Den was explaining it. Forgot to mention that Onaga is so powerful that it took Shujinko getting the powers of every single character in the Mortal Kombat universe in order to kill him. And even then, Onaga can never truly die because his spirit always lives on and he survives from the boundaries of death. In order to fully stop him, they had to trap him once he was killed into a different dimension and made sure he stayed there and didn't escape. That's overpowered. So yeah, the witches would try their best. They would probably use some of their more powerful spells. A lot of people, Bonnie, I would say, has the best chance at locking him in a different dimension since she's part psychic and she can create her own dimension. But I wouldn't really see that as a reliable power because Bonnie only did that once, and that was during an extreme emotional stress when Enzo was killed. And you could argue when Onaga kills Enzo, she's gonna have the same result. But this is Bonnie post when she did that. So actually, no, that wouldn't make any sense because you're using Enzo in this battle. So yeah, we can kind of use that same scenario. So you could argue Bonnie could do that, but she only created that separate dimension to keep Enzo's spirit alive. She didn't really use it to trap people. So yeah, I'm not sure Bonnie's too experienced with using that stuff. So yeah, there's nothing the witches could be able to do. Their most powerful spells, Dahlia just casually cracking the necks of fucking vampires from afar. Onaga can literally tank that shit. It's not even funny. And people like to say, well, Mortal Kombat's a fighting game. There's no characters like the originals. Yes, there is. Shut up. There's vampires in Mortal Kombat, so you have no excuse for saying Mortal Kombat does not fit within the originals. And yeah, that's how I think this fight would go. It would be an absolute curb stomp, bloodbath, massacre. It would be fucking ridiculous. And that's not even counting the fact that originally I was planning on including Shao Kahn in this too, but I thought that would be extreme overkill and that would be pretty obvious who wins because Onaga and Shao Kahn would have ran through all of them, including the witches, within seconds. So yeah, just be lucky I chose to do Onaga by himself, even though Onaga is stronger than Shao Kahn, but both of them would have been extreme overkill. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode of Fantasy War, Fantasy Endgame, which might be the final Fantasy Fights video at that time. It's going to come in 50 more episodes of this series, and then I'll probably take a break from Fantasy Fights, go back to doing more just casual Teen Wolf stuff, probably talk about a lot more about True Alpha, and then after maybe a few months I'll go back to doing Fantasy Fights videos after that. So yeah, make sure you guys like this video. Also comment your thoughts on who would win. If you pick any of these three groups, please let me know why. And I don't know what kind of explanation you would use to even say they would win, but I mean, you could try. But also subscribe to the channel if you're interested in content like this. Also, if you're interested in any of these franchises, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications, you know the drill. And I'm JH Corner. Make sure you guys have a great rest of your day. Peace, love, and positivity as always. I'll catch you guys in the next Fantasy Fights episode. Hopefully you guys enjoyed Fantasy War. I'm out.